what piece of advice would you give your 8 months ago self before you decided to join this program? Blaine, do you want to kick us off?
Sure. I will say 8 months ago, find out your why you're doing this, and what is the reason for it. The reason why I say that is finding out your whys will help better set you for success in what terms of what you want to look for, whether it's a UX generalist, specialist, designer, architect. There's so many different things in UX that you could become. So for me, I would say find out my why. I didn't really set like ideas of why I wanted to do this initially, like a hardcore 3 I wanted to do, but eventually throughout the program and Career Jumpstart, I was able to nail what I wanted for myself professionally. I'll pass it over to Courtney.
Yeah, I think the advice I would give myself is to not write myself out and to have more confidence. I think, especially with the job search, I don't think I really started selling my past experience until over halfway through the job search. And that was because I didn't think my past experience was good enough. And the whole, am I good enough for this, is definitely a theme that comes in so many different parts of this, from foundations through the client projects, through Career Jumpstart and interviewing, and now even like having the job. Like I just started 2 weeks ago, I got my first assignment and I'm like, oh my God, do I actually know how to do this? And I do, but there's always kind of that self-doubt. So I think my biggest advice would be to have that confidence, believe in myself, and know that whether it's getting an interview or someone extending an offer or even a mentor just providing positive feedback, that they're doing that for a reason. And I'm not some imposter, and that, I'm doing good work, and the foundations provided a really good foundations for all of us to enter the market.
I have a couple things I would say to myself. I would say don't take 2 months just to sign up. I distinctly remember the conversation. I was like, why didn't I sign up early? Like, why did it take 2 months to like research? It's like, I could have been making 2 more months of salary, guys. Come on. Like, but another thing was, so I thought that like, with all my experience with interviewing everything, that I was like, I don't need that much help with the interviewing. I needed help. Okay, guys, I needed help. I wasn't getting through the first interviews, and I was like really sad, like what's not working? Because this line has worked every single other interview. But things are different, everything's changing, but having the mentors being like, hey, like you should change your tell me about yourself. And I was like, oh, really? And after that, like, smooth sailing from there. And then reaching out for help. I am a very kind of independent person. I kind of have to be. I think everyone is. If you're on this call, you're self-independent. You're like, oh, I can do this. Reaching out to help and telling myself it's okay to ask for help is like, it's something I still struggle with at work. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to ask my teammate this, but it's something I wish that I got out of my system faster. And knowing that people are there to help you, like everyone is very happy to help you. If you guys find me on UX Avocados and message me later on, be like, Kelly, help me. I'll be like, okay, what can I do to help you? It's being open to that help, and just knowing that even if you can't figure out what's wrong. Like I remember asking Maka, like look at my portfolio for like the 50th time, like something must be wrong. And she looks for the 50th time. She's like, I think things are fine, but we can change this. And then we do things and things help, but being open to that. And also like touching on the imposter syndrome. Every week I go to my boyfriend, I cry. I'm like, I can't be a product designer. I'm not meant for this, And then it happens. It happens. I've talked to tons of people who are like 5 years into their career and like 10 years into their career. And it always happens. And you have to really understand, it's not that you don't really understand it, you just don't understand the process. And as long as you have faith and understanding that you can learn, which if you do this bootcamp, you can learn anything, like you will be fine. So yeah.